We are down here in the paddock with trainer and local Pennsylvania native Jodi Bendick. Thank you so much for taking the time out tonight to do an interview.
For having me.
I know you are due when?
December 15th.
Gosh, you counting down the days at this point?
53 days.
So we're looking at a few weeks left in the season. You're looking even further ahead to December.
Yes, can't wait.
Jodi, I wanted to rewind a little bit and talk about how you first got involved in the sport, being from the area, because you're first generation.
Yes. Yeah, I actually got started about 7 years ago and started as a groom with George Knapp Jr. And I've been with it ever since. Got my trainer's license about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
so knew nothing before you were a groom, right?
Nothing. I walked in here and I was scared. I didn't even know what a hobble was.
Yeah.
I thought, how am I going to do this? And now it's second nature.
What did you love from the beginning that made you stick with it and think this is what I want to do?
The horses, their attitudes, you know, they know who you are. Every day is like something new with them. Yeah. And they can't wait to see you, or sometimes they're in a bad mood. They let you know about it.
So you worked with a couple different trainers, right?
Right.
And then now you have horses on your own. How many do you have in the barn?
We have 6 right now.
Okay. And any standouts?
Well, we have Duchess Sealster. She's been pretty good. We're giving her some time off right now, but she'll be back. We have a colt who's just coming around. You know, my mares, you know, they're still going. And Master Buck and Yule.
Do you have any preference with pacers or trotters?
No, I like them all.
You claim horses sometimes, so what do you look for in a claim?
You look at their soundness. You want them to make money. You want to be able to put them up in a class and still do good, and you want the owners basically to be happy with that claim that you get.
I can imagine your schedule nowadays with being due in just a few weeks is a little bit different, but what exactly would your routine be like when you're actively training?
It's the same thing every day. Get up, go to the barn, do the stalls, get the horses ready. They either jog or they train. You do what you have to do, put them away, feed them, and let them alone. Yeah. I was always taught, let them alone when you're done. Don't sit around the barn all day and bother them. But it's a lot different now. Thank God for my family.
Have a little help. How important is that support when you're in this industry? Because you basically live and breathe it, and especially during the season, you're here all the time.
Right. Well, I have my husband and my stepson who are basically at the barn all the time now. I'm hardly ever there, you know, because of being pregnant. And then I have my mother and my grandparents who, when I do go to the barn, have 17-month-olds. So I had to have people everywhere. Thank God, because babysitters are expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. And your son really has taken to the horses?
Loves it. Loves it. All the time. As soon as he comes right by the track, he knows exactly where he's coming. He's lived and breathed horses since he was still in the womb.
And you have a driver's license, even though you're a trainer. Have you ever had to use it? Why did you get it?
I got it because I did want to drive, and it came to the point where I was basically told, you're really not going to get the respect out there. And that I wanted to prove them wrong. Yeah. But then, you know, I had a child, and I thought my life and my child is more important than going out there and trying to prove something to these men.
No, absolutely. It's competitive, and it is a male-dominated industry. What words of wisdom do you have for young females who are thinking about getting involved in training? Anything that you learned along the way that you would share with them?
Don't give up. And stand up to the males. And when a man tells you you're not going to be able to do it, do it, and do it 10 times better.
And what would you say? I love that, by the way. What would you say is something that you love about your job, that you get up every day and it makes it worth doing?
What makes it the best thing that I can do is, first of all, I make my own rules. I make my own time. You work all week for 2 minutes. 2 minutes of one every week. You work for that every week, and sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. Yeah. You know, but it's what you do.
You hope that week that it's definitely worth it. That each one of the horses, with you having 6, I can imagine have their own personality, and you kind of have to know that to work with them and get along and get them to be successful.
Yes. There's some horses in the barn I won't go near. My mares, they don't like me. Yeah. They love my husband, they love my stepson, and they love my son. Me, I can't get near them. They'll kill me. Okay, that's fine.
Hey, Okay, you come up with a system and it works.
Exactly. And if they're happy, they race better, I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, while you're in a good mood, I'm going to ask you some questions now about yourself, just on the personal front, as opposed to with the horses. So I really want to know what you've been craving. What kind of food that you've been eating, or what's your favorite food?
Fruit. A lot of, fruit and Skittles.
Okay.
Skittles, that's a big one. Ice cream, I never ate ice cream before. Hated ice cream. I want it all the time now.
What flavor?
Chocolate peanut butter.
That's a good. If you're going to eat ice cream, you might as well throw everything in there, you know?
I guess, but then after this baby's here, I probably will never eat ice cream again.
You don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Do you have names picked out?
Addison Grace and Aiden Kenneth.
Very nice. Very nice. What about a dream vacation? If your husband and yourself ever get to get away, maybe in about 18 years, where are you guys going to go?
Australia. That's where he's from, and we want to go visit his family. I hope it comes before 18 years, but that's where we'll be going.
What about the first concert you ever went to?
Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Yes, and then I went to see him again like a couple years ago. I was like, oh my God, I got old.
Did he change much?
The music did, and he did.
Because he seems like a relic, like he's frozen in time. And what about your first job?
A grocery store.
Really? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
In Salacos, it was called.
Okay, yeah. I know where that is in West Pittston.
Yeah, I was in Edwardsville.
Hey, you start out somewhere, you learn those life lessons early on.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
And anybody that you look up to, whether it be a parent or someone in the industry, in life, a mentor or anybody?
I know I look up to a lot of people, but the main person I look up to is my grandfather. He's taught me hard work, dedication is going to get me everything that I want. He said, don't lose the passion. There's been many jobs that I've had where he said, the second you lose that passion, get out. And, I've had to do that. And I haven't lost the passion yet for this, so.
I think that's important, whether you're first generation or third. Right. If you're dedicated and hardworking, you're going to be successful.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. We wish you good luck and health through the rest of your pregnancy and the rest of the season.
Thank you.